All right, thanks, colleagues. We have hit the 12 o'clock mark. In fact, there was supposed to be a third thing to show. I don't know if we think we could do that in just 10 minutes, which is on the citation databases. I'll do that quickly. I'll go straight to the demo for you to see how you can apply this. But before I get to do that, I want to remind you that as announced, the access for our training, okay, to the Research4Life resources has been granted. It's a temporary access to all the resources. And I have actually posted this in the announcements on the general channel in our Teams page. So please try and get the login information, the username and password. I'm going to use that quickly right now. Within the next 10 to 15 minutes, I want to demonstrate to you what the citation databases are like. I'll use two examples. I'll use Scopus and I'll use dimensions for us to understand the difference. We have looked at several others like the Salmon search engine. We just use Google Scholar for the database searches. The citation databases are primarily focused on research metrics. You remember our first Q&A session, Professor Frederick Ato-Ama took us through research assessment and bibliometrics. So I'm going to look at those databases that are enhanced with tools for these kinds of research assessments, and Scopus and dimensions are going to be used in just a jiffy. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and take all of us through this very briefly. All right, so I hope everyone can see my screen. I'm going straight away to Research4Life. And so as Lenny already showed, if you come to Research4Life portal, in fact, this is a URL, portal.research4life.org. This launches the Unified Content Portal, all right? And right here, to log in, you just click on this person icon. You can see this icon with a dark background in circular form, okay? This is the login. It tells you you have not yet logged in, so you need to log in. So once you click that, the page for your login information will open. This is this blue page here. So you put in your username. The username is HIN, HIN 042. And the password, I cannot mention that one here because it's against the rules. But I have entered them. And once you have logged in, watch the person symbol. You see that it has changed. It is now showing just an outline with a transparent or a white inside. It is no longer that circular black background. So this tells you you have now logged in. So when I click here, you can see my profile. It tells you I have logged in as Ghana National Non-Governmental Organization. Full access has been granted. This is my ID, HIN 042. And of course, the password you're not going to see, and I can click here to log out from the institution. All right. So basically, that is what you see when you are logged in. Now, once you are logged in, as Lenny has shown, just go straight to the content page. The menu here will give you access to the databases. And of course, we are going to deal with the citation databases. I mentioned already, these are focused on author metrics, research organization metrics, or even document metrics. Sometimes you can search a particular topic area and you want to find out how that area is doing in terms of research. So we'll do all these together. I'm going first to use Scopus. I scroll down. This is an alphabetical list of the databases. We have how many of them? 43 databases, all right? So I'm going to scroll down to S. S for Scopus. I need to click on the More button, and I guess it will be in this second page. It displays the first 20 in alphabetical order. So Scopus is right here. As you can see, we have the P that tells you access is provided by Research4Life. So I click on Scopus here, and Scopus will recognize that I'm logging in through Research4Life. All right, so it is going to try and authenticate my access. And this is what it is telling me. It says, we know you are from R for L, that is Research for Life, WHOINT, okay? But then they wish that I can create a personal login. No, I don't want a personal account, so I go straight to continue anonymously, all right? So I'm just showing the process that you go through if you want to test this yourself. The access codes are already on our Teams platform. You can get the password and username from there. All right, so in Scopus, this briefly is how the platform looks. As I said, it's a citation database, so it indexes items and tries to provide tools for doing research analytics. And so you see that there are three major kinds of analytics you can hope to conduct. The first one will be on documents. The second is authors and affiliations. Right, for the documents, as I mentioned, let's start from the documents. You can see currently I can search from any of these fields, the title field, abstract, keyword. So I'll leave it at all of that, and I'll simply search for a particular document. Now, by document here, I mean I can use any keyword to locate any publications on my search item. What should I search for? Let's say childhood malaria in Ghana. Okay, so I'm going to enclose the childhood malaria in quotes because I want that phrase. Okay, hey, my childhood looks to have too many O's. I like O too much. All right, so malaria quote is closed. I'm using the Boolean end, and I'll use my country, Ghana. So I really want to find out all publications that Scopus has indexed related to this particular topic. All right. Now, over here, you can see I can add more search fields if I want. I can also add a date range, or I can go into advanced search. But it's just a basic search I want to do with all of this. So I just simply click on search. All right. So within split seconds, Scopus actually recognized that I did a title abstract keyword search, okay, for childhood malaria in Ghana. And when you move in here, you see the results. On the left, you have the filters facet. So you can actually decide to limit your results by those that are open access. There are only 9 items. Or you want types of open access are here. We have the gold, bronze, and green. You can limit them. Even here in 2021, only 1 article is there, 2016 one, like that. But I will not limit this for any reason. All right, so this gives me documents or publications related to my topic, childhood malaria in Ghana, all right? It's a number of them. Now, if you want, at this stage, you can actually try and click on any of these documents to read them. But my purpose here is not to download documents, even though you can actually download some, particularly those that are open access, all right? And of course, because I've logged into Research4Life and I have full access to Scopus, I can actually download others which are not open access, all right? But that is not the purpose for using the citation database. I want to find out what is the performance of research in this area, all right? So all I have to do at this point is just under the Documents tab, you can see here, Analyze Search Results. Analyze Search Results. I click on this so I can look at some metrics information, and you can see the various indicators that it is displaying. So it's giving me 11 results. First, it gives me the performance by year. So starting from the current year and moving backwards, it tells me how many items per year was published related to my topic. And the graph is also shown on the right here, okay, telling you what has happened in that topic area. Then by source, the source here means the publishing venue. So what journal published it and all of that. Then documents by author. So this one also gives you a list of authors who have made contributions to that topic. And you can see there Aholo CK has made the highest contribution so far on the topic that I have searched on childhood malaria and Ghana. Then documents by affiliation. Affiliation simply means the institution where the author is coming from, all right? And so if you observe, it appears there's a close semblance between the two, that is the author and the affiliation, because usually the authors are affiliated to institutions, all right? So University of Ghana is leading in that area of publication. Now, one important thing that these things help us to do is that no matter your sector, it can be NGO, academia, you are looking For collaborations, you want to find out who you can work with. For example, I know that Aholu is more prolific in terms of this topic area that I'm looking for. And so if I am looking to collaborating with someone in the area of childhood malaria, I can easily locate Aholu CK, and I'm sure he's actually at the University of Ghana as somebody who has done a lot of work in that area and can be of much help or can better direct that kind of research if we add him to our group. Then you can see by country or region. So these people who have authored these items related to the topic I searched, Ghana is the highest contributor, followed by Germany, Mali, and all of that. Okay. Then, of course, document type. Document type here is telling us what type of publication is it. So we have book chapter and we have the journal article. So the blue here, the bigger section of the donut is research article. That means there's more research article publication on the topic than there are book chapters. Then, of course, subject area, an interesting one. I can actually click on this to expand it so we can see it more clearly. So looking at the subject area, for example, you can see that, yeah, there were a number of documents in the social sciences area. We have biochemistry area, Greek, and whatever. Like, I remember Dominic tried to explain when we were discussing the issue of originality. The topic can be similar or the same, but the subject background or the perspective that is brought onto the topic is important. So the same childhood malaria in Ghana, and yet all these different subject areas have had something to say about that topic area. All right, so that simply is about the document search or analytics on Scopus. I want us to quickly go back and do an author and affiliation search and see how that also plays out. So if you want to search for any particular author, okay, you are welcome and free to do that. Let's suppose I want to search for our VC's publications or his outputs. So I have Japon as a surname or the last name first. Okay, just come up here. And then for the first name, he's John. So I can decide to add affiliation. I know he has worked in the University of Ghana. He has been at Navrongo Health Research Center. I can decide on which affiliation I'm actually searching it, but I'm leaving it broadly, okay? Only the name, and then I go to search. Now, the interesting thing you should note about the author affiliation in Scopus, the author search in Scopus is that when the author has multiple name entries, Scopus will prioritize the preferred order of names. So we can see that all these are different ways in which applications of our VC have been, indexed. But the preferred name order is Japon, J-O, or John O, all right? There's also article Japon J, other articles Japon J, John or Johnny. You can see all these alternatives. So if I really want to go into details about his outputs and analytics, I'll have to click on the name. But right from here, you can see a snapshot. There's an overview. It tells you how many documents he has published. His H-index 43. Of course, we were told what an H-index is during our first session. This, what it simply means is that he has published about 43 articles that have been each cited at least 43 times. That's the meaning of this H-index. Then you have affiliation, University of Analytical Sciences, whole Ghana. So let's click on his name and see if we can get more details about his publication analytics. All right, so Scopus first gives me what it calls the document and citation trend. So I can see from 1992 all the way to 2021 how he has performed. So it is easy for me to locate. For example, I think 2016 appears to be his, or 2018 rather, appears to be his highest. If my eyes are right, okay, maybe a better eye can see that, but I'm thinking it is here. Or if I put this here, is that the highest? I don't know. So look at the trend line. The highest bar here is 2009. The trend line is telling us something. It's coming down here, 2001. So that is how he has performed over the years from 1992. It's a great way of quickly catching a great idea about someone's research output or contribution to knowledge. This is very important. If you are going for assessment, you can do this for yourself, okay? You are a faculty, you are going for a promotion. Assessment is done. These are some of the sources that they are going to be trying to evaluate you from. These are going to give the quantitative indications about your contribution. Of course, the papers that you have submitted for assessment in relation to your promotion will also be shared to other external reviewers for the qualitative aspect. But these tools can be used for bibliometrics to understand how you have fared in terms of your scholarly communication among your peers, all right? So under here, you can see there are two links. One says Analyze Author Output, the other one says Citation Overview. Let's check the Analyze Author Output and see what it tells us about Professor Japon. All right, so this gives us a fuller description. It tells you his name, then the Scopus author ID. This is the ID that Scopus has assigned to this particular author, and this is his affiliation, University of Health and Sciences, Ghana Ho. All right, then we have seen the pie chart telling us his full story, 100%. He has 121 publications that are indexed by Scopus. Now here again, let me indicate that the fact is, when you're using a particular tool, it does not mean that is the full story on the person, all right? If he has authored other works that are not indexed in Scopus, Scopus cannot give account of what he doesn't have. So he may have 300 publications, 250 publications, 180 publications. As far as Scopus does not index those other ones, Scopus cannot give us information on them. And that is why during analytics like this, those who are in charge of these kinds of analysis will have to use multiple tools to arrive at their conclusion on a particular author's contribution, all right? So with this 121, we have also seen that his documents by source means publishing venues where he published. You can see he has published in Transactions of the Royal Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene. He has published in Tropical Medicine and International Health. He has published in the Lancet, PLOS, that is Public Library of Science, Neglected Tropical Diseases. Is also published in PLOS 1. So these give you the publishing venues. Another interesting thing here is, if you know that you are working in a similar field, because you have most of the time received requests from faculty and even students asking, okay, so how do I select a journal to publish in? One of the interesting and very easy ways of locating this is to look at your mentors. So if you know you're also doing something in the area of neglected tropical diseases or something similar to what Prof. Japon is doing, the best thing is you can do a simple analytics on him, maybe through Scopus, and find out where has he published over the years. So easily you are able to identify a journal, okay, that your research area or topic or manuscript is compatible with. American Journal of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene and all of that. All right. Now, beyond this, on the left, you can actually see the various publications, that is the journal names and the number of publications he has actually made in those areas or in those venues. Now, on the right hand here, you see other analytics by type, by year, by subject area, and all of that on him that you can actually click and view. But when you move down, the 43 that we saw, his H index and all of that has been indicated. You can see the map for that, also the graph and the trend line. Then you can see the number of citations. It means that out of his 121 publications, he has been cited 5,459 times. Okay, and of course, it tells us his co-authors. So in terms of collaborative work, you can see that he has collaborated with over 150 other authors. So these are some of the brief things that we can do with Scopus author searches. All right, don't worry. During the practical session, the face-to-face, you're going to go more in detail with some of these things for you to understand. Because of time, I want to be very fast, and I hope you are following. I'm not talking too fast anyway. All right, let's do the last one, the affiliation search. So we have looked at document searches and analytics. We have looked at author search and analytics. Let's look at affiliation analytics. So under affiliation, as I mentioned already, affiliations refer to your institution. All right. So if I'm an author, the author is affiliated with a particular institution. So for me, let me say I'm interested in what our university has been doing over the years since 2013 when it started, or 2012 when it started up to now. So I put in University of Health and Life Sciences. Allied Sciences. Now, again, once you start typing, all the index terms come up, and you can see that there's actually another University of Health and Life Sciences, but that one is Muhimbili University of Health and Life. I think it's from Tanzania. So I'll have to add something else that will distinguish. So I'm talking about the one in Ghana, University of Health and Life Sciences in Ghana. Okay. And Scopus tells me, yes, this is the address, PMB 31 home. So I know, yes, I'm home. This is what I really wanted. And that this affiliation has a Scopus ID, 601168801. So that is what Scopus are assigned to UHAS Ghana. And you can see that it has several alternative entry names. Okay, others have added UHAS. Some have not added the UHAS. Some of the spellings, small letters or whatever. Some have used the ampersand. Some have used the word. So all these varied ways of writing the name have all been recognized by Scopus. All right, but right from there, it tells us a brief overview, documents for this affiliation UHAS that are indexed in Scopus are 935. And contributing to those 935 documents are 419 authors. All right, 419 authors. And if you scroll down a little, you can see that all these indications are given by documents by subject area. That's why you can see the thick underline under this one. We can go further to look at collaborating affiliations and also document by source, but let's start with this one. So with all the 935 publications that we have, medicine is leading with 567 of those contributions, all right? Then the rest follow like that. I think biochemistry, genetics, and molecular biology, they are the ones that follow, and then immunology and microbiology, like in that order you can see. Because it's been ranked by high to low, okay? So the highest number of articles down to the lowest. Now, of course, these have also been depicted here in the pie chart. So it tells you the percentages of the subject discipline. Now, we can also check affiliated institutions or collaborating institutions. So UHAS has been working together with what other institutions? I think its highest collaborator is University of Ghana, 232 documents. Then we have KNUST, 185, Ghana Health Service, 114. So you can see the various institutions that have been collaborating with UHAS in research, all right? And it's interesting to see the various universities here. I've seen Ibadan at the tail end here. There are more of them. It's displaying only the first 20. You can see that there are so many pages. You can go to page 2, page 3, all the way down there to see how many more other institutions are collaborating with the University of Health and Life Sciences and Research. Then, of course, document by source. So where are the publishing venues? Okay, again, for those who are looking for where to publish, it is another way of trying to look at where your colleagues at UHAS have been publishing their documents. So you have PLOS ONE, Pan-African Medical Journal, Malaria Journal, Scientific African, Lancet, BMC Research Notes, BMC Pregnancy and Childbirth. So this is another way of quickly looking at where your colleagues have actually been publishing. All right. So briefly, those are what I want to share about Scopus. Okay, Scopus as one of the citation databases. I'll quickly jump into dimensions as well. Okay.
So Fred, before you go to dimensions.
Yes, please.
I just want to add that for those of us working in the library and information science environment, this is one key thing that we can use to market ourselves. So assuming that every month you are able to do this for one faculty and give them a report on their research productivity, maybe from Scopus, from Google Scholar, from Clarivate and all that. It's one way that you can not sell your relevance in the environment. Then the other thing too is that what we also do as the selective dissemination of information, you could use this to know which area a particular faculty is actually focusing on, so that from time to time, you could be updating them with relevant information that you come across. And I think it would be a good service to render as a library. And Yes, and which area to focus and all that. And it's good, Fred also emphasized that the results we are seeing here has to do with materials that have been published in Scopus. So it also tells us that when we are publishing, we shouldn't just publish anywhere. We should be interested in where we are publishing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dominic. And of course, yes, all the librarians on this platform, I believe the message is for you. Let's try and leverage these resources to help our institutions to discover what is happening, because that is how the world is seeing us, all right? You'll be surprised that we are here not minding this, but investing in the UK or a faculty or someone from WHO is doing this analysis behind the scenes to try and target where they want to collaborate and all of that. So it's good during the publishing process for us to be very selective, to make sure we do quality work and that our work finds itself in the reputable indexing destinations. All right, so quickly, I'll jump onto dimensions and also demonstrate how dimensions can also be used effectively as a metrics analytics source for any of the areas. You can see that just on clicking that, it gives us several links to the aspects that this particular database deals with. We can see the first one, publications, is what is thick. Whatever is thick and bold, that is where we are currently. We can change to data sets, and you can see that becomes the bold one, then grants all the way to policy documents, all right? Now, what I want you to observe is wherever we click right now, the view will change on the analytical view pane on the right here. So it tells you in terms of publications, that is general publications or research articles, there are 121,913,345 of them. And this is how it plays out. But this general thing here contains everything that the publisher is offering as its content. This is actually by Digital Science, Dimensions, the database of Digital Science, the publisher. So if I want to do any specific search to find out something that is specific to my area of interest or with my university or a particular person that I want to track or analyze, I can simply search for something. All right, so here I'm going to do a natural free text search, a basic search. I'll just say maternal and child health in Ghana. Okay, and then I simply say I'm doing a keyword search. Or I can simply just press the enter key here to carry on with my search. Or you can see the search icon here, whichever way you want to go. All right, so as you can see, my search for maternal and child health in Ghana has 77,807 results, okay, dating way back to 1981 or even beyond. We can see that over here, it is sorted by relevance. Relevance here means what is more closely related to the topic that I have entered. All right, so you can see the first author of Ofosuama, the maternal and child health services in Ghana. It is closer to my own expression of the term here, and so it comes top, all right? Now, that is just the search topic that I used. But what if I want to view the analytics on this topic? You can see in the right pane here, analytical views. So there are several views on this topic. If I scroll down, I see first, it has research categories. So we have medical and health sciences, public health, and all of that, studies in humanity or human society. Then we have the overview. The overview is where this graph is telling me that, well, over this period, 2012 to 2021, is how it's looking. Now, if I go further down, you can see I have researchers, okay, source titles. So let's start with the researchers. So I want to find out who and who have been publishing on the search topic. And once I click on researchers from the analytical view, so that the analytical view has actually popped out or taken the main stage. If I want to collapse this view, you simply click on this arrow at the top here, and the view will actually collapse, all right? So I can collapse it, then we can see the original search results. All right, so now I click on researchers, and we can see from this group that it organizes related to, see, researchers related to your search. My search of what? Maternal and child health in Ghana. So it is organized according to organization and country, the number of publications and citations, and the citations mean, all right? So the first person here is Heinz Melon, and he is from Heinrich Heine University in Germany. He has the highest publications in this area related to my search, and that's 373. So in terms of publication record, he is the highest person. But the interesting thing you observe is that though he's the first person here, another person from Canada, Buta, who has 228 publications, seems to have higher citations than he. Can you see? So in the same discipline or field of research, someone with a lower number of publications has a higher number of citations and all of that. So those are some of the dynamics you want to look at under the researchers. Maybe if you move down and down, we are going to find Ghanaians now. Here I can see at the 76. Okay, somebody has 76 publications. Anna A. Lati, University of Ghana. And she also has 3,283 citations and a citation mean of 43.2. All right. Bujenge, Obo, Western Sydney, Australia. Okay. So you can check if your own, okay, I can see another Ghanaian name here, Edward Kwabena Ameyao, University of Technology, Sydney, Australia. So all these people are writing in relation to this topic, but I can see their affiliations. Most of their affiliations are not in Ghana, they are outside Ghana. That means they are actually lecturing or working outside Ghana, but they are doing their research on Ghana. Then what about the source titles? The source titles simply tells us the journals where they are actually publishing these documents. So you can see that the most venue for publication on this topic is epidemiology. All right, it has 1,346, followed by +1, Public Library of Science, 1,345. So again, as I mentioned during the Scopus search, you can see that these are also ways of trying to find out where should I publish. So you can come in here into dimensions, put in your research topic, okay, or your subject area or your field where you are doing your research, and then look at the source titles, okay, for the most prolific publications. You see that it is easier to select where you must publish from this source. Then how about research organizations? So let's see which institutions are championing these research on maternal and child health in Ghana. Very good. You can see that the highest contributor here is the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Then Johns Hopkins University, University of Ghana, Harvard, WHO itself, then University of Oxford, and all of that. Now, sometimes it might look disappointing. You might think that, well, it's people outside that are actually doing most of the work. But I think that most of the institutions here benefit from the fact that most of the publishers or the authors were students there. Okay, so as part of their research program, they do publish and they are affiliated to those universities at the time they were publishing these papers. And so it looks like it goes to the credit of those institutions. But one other interesting thing that I didn't do or couldn't do in Scopus we would have used a different tool called Skyval, is this benchmarking. Okay, so I have research organizations, but then I want to, benchmark. I want to find out, all right, comparatively, who is doing better on this topic. So I can pick any two institutions at all and find out in terms of research output on my topic. My topic is maternal and child health in Ghana. Which institution is performing better? By default, I've been given University of Oxford and University of Cambridge. Okay, and University of Oxford seems to be leading. Now, let me change it. Let me say over here, I'm trying to compare University of Health and Life Sciences with University of Cambridge. Health and Allied Sciences. With University of Cambridge. And here you can see that because there are other universities of health and allied sciences here, we have one from Tanzania, Mwanza, I think with another from Dar es Salaam. So I'm picking this one, which is the whole Ghana one. That's our university. And interestingly, it tells me that UHAS is ahead of University of Cambridge when it comes to this topic. Of course, that's supposed to be the case because we are working on topics related to Ghana. So Cambridge shouldn't actually outdo UHAS or any Ghanaian university when it comes to this. But let's suppose I want to compare UHAS with University of Ghana. Let's see how the story will be. So University of Ghana, Accra, yeah. Okay, so the story has changed. So our 223 that we used to beat Cambridge is now smaller compared to University of Ghana's 988 publications related to this topic. All right. Okay, I promise not to go too far, and so I believe I can end here. This is just a demo for you to understand the functionalities that are available inside the citation databases. One thing I didn't talk about though, let me collapse this, is as I mentioned, you can actually toggle all these types of, publication items. The last one here is of immense interest to me concerning our NGOs who are on board here. Look at policy documents. So when it comes to child and maternal health or maternal and child health in relation to Ghana, who are those contributing policy documents on that area? Okay, it tells you all the organizations by year. So since 1987, you can see that the WHO has been doing a lot of work. WHO again here, the UK government, WHO. So it tells you who have been, in the lead in all of this. And importantly, for the NGOs, you can even see the kinds of topics, okay, that the policies are coming on. So you look at improving maternal and newborn access to services in Ghana, health services in Ghana. You can see things like reproductive health issues and women in Ghana, okay. And this one was from Center for International Governance Innovation. Another area of interest to the NGOs will be if you are going to develop a concept in any of these relevant areas, it tells you can find collaborators from these institutions or even funders. Of course, if we go back to our topic, I think that you could even look for, or under publications here, let's see if we can even locate funders. Yeah, you can even come here, you see. So under publications here, if you find any publication of interest or relevance to your topic, you can look at who or which organizations are funding that kind of research. So these are all ways of trying to understand and relate and plan your research project in such a way that you get sponsorship for your research. You find out, so let's look at this. Who are the funders of maternal and child health as it relates to Ghana? So you can see them here. I hope you can all see. They are popped out. You have Bill and Melinda Gates. You have Wellcome Trust. You have Eunice Kennedy, Shriver National, whatever, is it insurance or institute or something. So it tells you, you can actually use these citation databases to locate so many opportunities, collaborators, research area, publication venues, funding organizations. These are some of the useful contributions that the citation databases can make to us. Of course, during our face-to-face, we are going to have enough time to go into most of these things. But in the meantime, please get to work, practicalize all these things that you are reading in the slides. You have access to the Research4Life now fully because you have the login credentials. I've shared them on the team's general channel. Please try and get these and be trying anything at all. If you hit any kind of difficulty, please kindly notify us in the technology channels or any appropriate channel, Research4Life channel 03, or even on the WhatsApp page. Just tell us what's going on with your studies. I've seen some two charts. Let me see what they contain. Oh, okay. If you are lacking your username and password, right to the help desk. Oh, okay, I've seen that. Okay, I think this way.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes. On this bibliometric databases,
yes,
I just want to emphasize that most of our faculty are doing systematic reviews.
Great.
And these are good and great tools that we can use to get the resources that we want to do and use for systematic reviews. They are able to give us a wide range of materials, related materials on various concepts and subject areas. So Scopus, Dimension, PubMed, these are great platform for doing systematic review.
Thanks a lot, Dominic. And that even gives me opportunity to say something to those who are interested in the systematic reviews. You can see we even have access to Embase. Okay, so you can tell your colleagues about this. This is the temporary access. It's going to expire by the 24th of this month. All right, so I can go LCDS, Embase, I can go anonymously there and use all the tools that I need to conduct my systematic reviews using the Embase database. So you see your PICO over here, your PD Wizard, medical advice, advanced drug, whatever it is that you want to do systematic reviews. Embase is there, Clinical Key is there, Cochrane is there. We even have access to JBI, that's the Jonah Briggs Institute. So in fact, tons and tons of them. Just try your hands at the various databases, look at what the slides contain, and try and be creative a little or daring. Ask all the questions that you want. We'll be ready to answer you through the Teams channels and also our WhatsApp group page. And I hope that from this point, we'll have more collaborations, we'll have more interest in research publishing. Before I close, for my NGO friends, I love the NGO groups a lot. I want to share something with you. I have noticed something. I know that a lot of you have been doing a lot of work at the community level. You do a lot of work in reproductive health, a lot of work in malaria, TB prevention, all manner of things that you are doing. Please, do not just do these works and then submit report to the donor or sponsor and it ends there. You should earn reputation for your organization by utilizing the data. And I'm saying this for a purpose. I'll show you something. Look at academia.edu. Okay. In academia.edu, I was surprised to find something interesting because I'm aware that, you see this particular publication, I searched for it this morning. Okay. This is an end-line impact evaluation of what? Ghana Strengthening Accountability Mechanism, GSAM. I'm sure that some of you, the NGOs on this platform, if you are here at this moment, may have participated in this particular project, okay? It was a USAID sponsored project. You did all the groundwork, you gathered all the data, you submitted all the reports, okay? But how many of these NGOs and CSOs who have actually done all the hard work of data collection, analysis, and reporting have actually utilized these reports for their own reputation or their own marketing and promotional purposes? But you see, someone has actually published out of this. I think they were engaged to actually design the project, so they were reporting, and they have published out of it. So Elaine K. Denny from University of California has actually done a publication on this, but she touched on only one aspect, that's the end-line evaluation. How about the CSOs that have done all the work from the project conception, the implementation, and all of that? So this is why it is good for us, CSOs, academia, research faculty, clinicians, all the professional groups, policy, think tanks. We need to collaborate and work together and see how we can strengthen each other to make sure that we actually get a reward for our hard work. This is all that I want to say at this point, and I want to thank you so much. This is an extended version of our interaction. It's not supposed to be so. Sorry about the extended time, but it is because these themes we have discussed are all practical themes that are leading us up to the face-to-face workshop. So thank you, and please keep your questions coming through our channels. All the best to you. Bye-bye.